A very good evening, everybody. This is golf. Oh, geez. Why is this not? Stand by. I'm going to have to. Sorry folks, on streaming I won't stop and start it again, but the reason I have paused and not transmitting on the radio is that the antenna is needing to be recalibrated. There is a copper strip that goes up the middle of a vertical whip, and when I was on 20 metres this morning I did send it back to the 8, and that's what it said, but it hasn't set properly, so now it is recalibrating, and hopefully in a minute we will be able to get started. It does take a bit of a process because it retracts and then starts off again. And here it's starting off again. And that's taken 1 minute so far. Trouble with 8 megs, it has to go quite long. Sorry about that, folks. They had to recalibrate the antenna. I don't know why it doesn't do it properly in the morning, but there you go. Anyway, let's start again. It is the 11th of June. It is Tuesday. It is continually miserable here, grey skies. I've had the odd picture from the islands, and it's just so lovely to see the blue sky. Zumac sent some beautiful pictures from diving in the Tuamotus, and oh, this looks lovely. Not such a lovely picture, but it was blue sky, was the excellent shot that Scoot sent of the Fiji military vessel that is hard and fast on the reef at Falanga. Fortunately not blocking the entrance, but that is rather an embarrassing situation for the Fiji Navy, having one of their vessels really stuck at Falanga. Just goes to show it's not just cruisers who have a lapse every now and again. Well, what is our weather, to be precise? Our temperature is 15 degrees, which is a bit of a shock to the system. Outside, 7 knots of southwest causing the problem, 1013.9, and the 100% cloud cover. It really is rather miserable. Anyway, Y2K has got different weather up there at Tuvalu. They're heading off to Rotuma in the morning. 11 knots of northwest wind, so pretty good direction if that stays. Pagean has got a bit more company at North Minerva. Some of the boats from South Minerva are up there now. 13 knots from the northeast at North Minerva, and it is 1016. They still haven't had any rain. It's really quite amusing. Glatzik, David said it's coming. I bet they leave before that. Kahuna, third wind, and another monohull. So that's the news from North Minerva. We haven't got hardly anybody on passage except for Lady Annabelle, who's got an interesting passage when you look at the weather ahead of them. They are approaching the top of Norfolk Island at the moment. I'm just going to see if I can pick them up. Lady Annabelle, Gulf Harbour Radio.
Gulf Harbour Radio, this is Lady Annabelle. Do you copy? Over.
Well, it must be your voice, Rachel, or the fact that you've just got a little bit further north. You are very loud and clear, and nice to talk to you. Go ahead with your position because the AIS is about 4 hours old. Over.
Romeo, our position is 29 degrees, 10 minutes south, 163 degrees, 33 east. Over.
Okay, I have Lady Annabelle, and I know that Freitas will be listening. 2910 South, 16333 East. Carry on course and speed and conditions.
We're heading 40 degrees. We're doing 6.5 knots, and we have approximately 10 knots southeasterly. Over.
Okay, we have you on a course, I'll say it's true, which I imagine it is, but correct me if I'm wrong, 040 true, 6.5 knots, 10 knots from the southeast. What is the sea conditions like? Over.
The sea conditions are very calm at the moment. Hard to seas. Over.
Well, that's very nice, but I tell you what, it is going to change, so make the most of what you've got. You've probably got your own weather, but I'm just going to pass the microphone to David to have an outlook as to what's happening over the next few days. As you probably have seen, it's quite confused in the old Tasman. Stand by.
Well, good evening there, Rachel. And yes, things are definitely going to change. Unfortunately, we have a depression that is building up in the Tasman, and its claws, if you will, are reaching up to you and to the north of you, and very slowly going to be working its way over your position. So your winds tomorrow at around noon are probably going to be out of the northwest, and it looks like about 10, 15 knots thereabouts. And it will probably increase as the day wanders on. This is about lunchtime tomorrow that I'm giving you, and we'll see what it looks like in the evening. Hang on. Right, so looking at, we'll call it midnight tomorrow night, the winds will pick up to about 20 knots out of the northwest, still the northwest. You're just to the east of the axis of the cold front, and I would say that the gusts are probably going to be probably up to 30 if you happen to be under one of those large cumulus clouds. So that's unfortunately what is coming your way Wednesday, and then looking at Thursday, depending upon where you are, but that low is moving. It'll be directly to the south of you, and if I'm moving you closer to Fiji by then, and the winds probably by Thursday at around lunchtime look to be out of the west and maybe west northwest, but probably between 20 and 25 knots. Gusts to 30, possibly more. So that's the story between now and Thursday at lunchtime. Over.
Romeo, that we have that information. We will be ready. Over.
Oh, shit, Romeo.
Yeah, boy, it's going to give you plenty of options and sail changes, but that will keep you busy. The only unfortunate thing about all that wind change is that the seas will be a bit uncomfortable, but at least everything is in the right direction, and Lady Annabelle will probably enjoy the speed. You've got the ocean pretty much to yourself around where you are at the moment. All the other sailboats that are heading have obviously left from Coffs. There's about 4 of them I see on the AIS, but they are way further north than you at about 26 south. So yep, you'll certainly have an interesting few days. But anyway, we'll talk to you again tomorrow night. Is all well on board? Over.
Yes, all's well on board. Many thanks.
Okay, we'll clear with Adam and Rachel on Lady Annabelle. Is there anybody else on passage or anybody just wanting to make contact with any news? Call now. No, very quiet at the moment, and yes, it's pretty spectacular, that vessel, the Fiji Navy boat on the reef there at Filanga. Boy, it's just interesting. Fiji's not having a good run of luck this year, that's for sure. Alright, well I'll go back to looking at the beautiful pictures sent by Zoomax. Oh, and those who know Joanne and Sergio on Sperari, they have now left Hawaii and they're on their way back around the Big High in the Pacific to go back to Canada. That's about the news that's fit to print, and I will pass the microphone.
Well, a little bit of news for the Minervans, and yes, finally rain is on the horizon. I think I promised Rich rain on Wednesday or Thursday. I think I said that last week, but it's a little bit slower than that. So now it looks like, make a prediction that about 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning, that'll be the edge of the depression. And it's got quite a bit of rain in it, and thunderstorms as well. So it will be gusty, but you'll be good and snug in Minerva, that's for sure. So that's a coming. So you could expect clouds to be building somewhat on Thursday, and then Thursday night into early Friday morning. That's the edge of the frontal band, and that'll move over you as the hours move on from that point. So anyway, I know Rich has been on Pajean. He's been looking for something to wash his boat with, and so there it is. All right, that's about the big event that's going to be happening up there. So with that, I'll give it back to the chief.
And nothing much more. Everybody else is enjoying those lovely blue skies and sunshine. So have a good night, everybody, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Following, just as well, Lady Annabelle has left. Otherwise, we'd have nothing to do. We'll be following Sperari as well. Cheers, everybody. The frequency's open to anybody who wants it.